Beautiful day today here in Vancouver, and I just got done filming 2 new videos for you on different subjects. And I was just driving and I came back from the park and I was thinking to myself, this is beautiful nature. When you have greenery in the middle of the city, the nature is just gorgeous. And it reminded me of a question that I frequently get asked: nature versus nurture. Now, which one has an impact? Is it nature or nurture? And that's what I wanted to talk to you about, kind of like give you some career coaching on the go here. So which one is it? Which one has an impact? Which one makes a difference? Is it nature or nurture, right? And the fact is, it's both, right? Both of them are important. In terms of your nature, you have natural abilities, right? You have natural yearnings, you have natural desires that come out authentically behind closed doors. When you are alone by yourself, you are who you are. And if you can embrace that nature and work with it, then you can be happy and you can be fulfilled. In terms of nurture, everything around you, your environment is extremely important as well, right? Someone once told me that when you, for example, if you have a tank of fish and you have an aquarium and one of your fish is sick or one of them is about to pass away, what you do to mitigate that, you don't treat the fish, you actually treat the water. And so your environment is extremely important. If your environment is set up to be productive, if your environment is set up to be encouraging and an inspiring place to be, it will help you to achieve your career goals. So both nature and nurture are important, and they do have an impact on your path, on your path of moving forward. But what's more important, the most important one, is your response to both. Because while you don't have a choice, for example, if you have natural abilities, right? Just because you have a natural ability for something, or a natural gift for something, it doesn't mean that you can't develop other gifts. It doesn't mean that you can't make your natural gifts even better. Of course you can, right? But the thing is, those natural gifts that you have, your natural yearnings, those oftentimes, right? Those aren't things that you have a choice about. And in terms of your environment, as you are, if you are growing up, those are your parents' choice, that where you live and things like that in your environment are sometimes not your choice. But one thing that you do have a choice in 100% of the time is your response, the way you respond to your environment, the way you respond to your nature. So if you are in your career, as you move along in your career journey, you will come across challenges. There will be pains, right? But the suffering from that is a choice. You have an option there. You don't have a choice in terms of coming across challenges and roadblocks to getting the things you want in your career or the things that you want in your life, but you certainly do have a choice on how you react to it and how you respond, right? And so if you've been facing a tough spot in your journey, or maybe along your journey you have kind of reflected upon it and said, you know what, I had to go through a lot in my life or in my career, and I would love to have a little bit more certainty. If that's you, and if you're thinking that, it's not possible to have certainty on things outside of you, because you cannot control things like the economy. You can't control the things that people say and do, or what other people's generosity. You can't control those things. But if you want to create more certainty, if you want to create a path moving forward and be the designer of your career future, the only thing you have certainty about is your response and the actions that you do take. So knowing that is the better question. It's not about which one should I choose to focus on, nature or nurture. The better question is, how can I respond in a way to things that come into my life or that come in my path? How can I respond in a way that is more productive and constructive? That is a better question to ask. So that's what I wanted to share with you very quickly on the go, is this whole question on nature versus nurture. And of course, there are studies also that show that your environment affects your nature as well. There's a whole field out there called epigenetics. You've heard of genetics, which is all about our DNA. But epigenetics is concerned with things outside of the DNA itself. And those things are influenced by their environment. So in other words, our environment can change on a micro level our DNA environment. And it's really, really an astonishing finding, which shows that from science, even in science, it shows that the two are quite interconnected. So you can't have nature or nurture. It's nature and nurture, right? But again, as I mentioned before, it's more important to look within and to look at the choices you do have. And how do you choose to respond to the things that come in your career path? How do you choose to react, and what decisions do you make? What actions are you going to take? These are all things that you have control of 100%. I want to hear from you. So tell me in your comments below. So put in the comment below. What did you believe was more important? Did you focus more on nature or nurture? What was it for you? And also, if you liked what you heard, give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel as well. Ring that bell so you receive notifications each time I upload a new video. So thank you for hanging out with me in my car, and I look forward to hanging out with you again in another episode of Career Coaching on the Go.